Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. Hello, how are you all? Hope you are fine by the grace of Almighty Allah. Welcome to NIV's Home School, and this is Ariful Islam, Assistant Teacher of English, National Aided English Version School Morning Shift. Today I am going to conduct an BGS class or Bangladesh and Global Studies class for class 8 students. Our today's topic, Chapter 3, Lesson 1, 2 and 3 discussion. So let's see, my dear students, open your Bangladesh and Global Studies book, go to Chapter 3, Cultural Change and Development of Bangladesh. We will discuss today Lesson 1, 2 and 3. So let's see our today's class 8, subject BGS, topic Chapter 3, Lesson 1, 2, 3 discussion, term half yearly, lecture 6, SW5, teacher Ariful Islam. This is my mobile number and today's date. So my dear students, let's start our today's class. So our today's topic is, there's mistake in my writing, cultural change. There is today's chapter 3, lesson 1 and 2, and chapter is chapter 3, cultural change and development of Bangladesh. And our subject is, our subject is BGS, Bangladesh and Global Studies. So let's see. Sorry. By culture, we generally mean the means and ways of living of the people of a society. It means culture is our way of life. So what is a culture? What you do, what you behave, what you see, everything what we do, this belongs to culture. What man creates to sustain his existence and to fulfill his basic needs is his culture. So what we do for survival is also culture. Mainly this type of work or creation of man is of two types. The one is material, you can see, you can use, and the other is abstract, you cannot see. You can just only imagine. Culture is also divided into two groups. To how many groups? Two groups. Material culture and abstract culture. Materials means you can see, and abstract means you can only imagine. Material culture includes houses, utensils, furnitures, and production instruments. This wall you can see, you can touch. On the other hand, abstract culture consists of skill, knowledge, thoughts, and opinions. You cannot see, you can only imagine. This is abstract culture. Behaviors, beliefs, ideas, music, literature, and art, etc. Culture is sensible, very important. Due to their life and livelihood, they change their daily commodities and consuming goods. It also brings change in their thoughts. People invented tools, weapons, and new ways of works. These are called cultural development. So tools, weapons, and new ways of works, these are called cultural development. Lesson 1, cultural change and development idea of Bangladesh. Man lives together in a society. He creates many things to meet up his demand. All his creative works are culture. So all creative works belongs to culture. The form of culture varies in terms of society and place. It differs, it varies from society and society. Our culture also changes, keeping pace with the environment, atmosphere, and time. Our culture also changes, keeping pace with the environment, atmosphere, and time. Repeating, in culture, positive and expected change is called development. Culture is transferred from one generation to generation. Culture is transferred one generation to generation. Thus, through this process of transfer, some changes occur in culture. Again, culture may change coming in touch with another culture. This is called cultural change. Whatever the change is, culture is not static. So culture is not static, it's not fixed. It's not permanent. Generally, development means anything that attains fulfillment gradually from the start. There was a time when development meant expected economic change or economic progress, but according to sociologists, development means social development. So, according to sociologists, development means social development. As social development causes cultural change, also cultural changes brings about development. For example, the use of tractor in place of plow is a material culture development. So in the past we used a plow, now in the modern world we use tractor. So this is one kind of material culture, changing of material culture. As social development causes cultural change, also cultural change bring about development. For example, the use of tractor in place of plow is a material culture. It's repeating, sorry. As a result of this, production in agriculture has increased, which has improved people's standard of living. Thus, cultural and social change and development combinedly improve society. So, culture and social change combinedly improve the society. We'll go to next page. Listen to social change and characteristics of development. The traits of social change are discussed below. The aim of development is to improve the living standard of the people of the society, to reduce or eradicate exploitation. Eradicate means remove exploitation and discrimination, and to use knowledge, science and technology for the welfare of human beings. Number 2, abstract culture does not change so fast as material culture does. So this imbalance in cultural change creates problem in the society and ultimately hinders development. This rapidly cultural change is a trade of it. So abstract culture does not change as fast as material culture changes. Number 3, development prioritizes to fulfill the basic needs of man. When the basic need of man is fulfilled, society improves and development is expedited. So changes are found at different levels of the society. Sometimes cultural changes goes downward. So both upward and downward movement are called changes. One is positive and the other is negative. But the development indicates upward or positive change. So very important, but the development indicates upward or positive change. So the cultural change is the positive change in culture. This one is very important. For example, due to satellite culture, we have both positive and negative changes. The positive change can be defined as cultural development. Both cultural change and development take place within a time limit. This is another trait of change. For example, Old Stone Age and New Stone Age are two periods. There are differences between the culture of these two periods. These differences have been created with the change of time. So many tools of Old Stone Age have developed in the New Stone Age. This is cultural development or change. Lesson 3, different elements of cultural change and development. We know culture is not static. Culture is the nature of culture. Change is the nature of culture. Though there are differences among the culture of different groups, there are continuous addition and deduction of them. Deduct means listen. There are some reasons for this cultural variation. Number 1, span of culture. Generally, two cultures come in contact and change each other. The more frequent and longer lasting this closeness becomes, the more the culture exchanges happen. One culture will receive something of the other through this process. This moving tendency of culture and its spread from one society to another are called span of culture. So the moving tendency of culture and its spread from one to another is called span of culture. Culturalization. This must be culturalization. The process of receiving the elements of other culture and making them of one's own by keeping the original one untouched is called culturalization. For example, the English ruled as 200 years. So the English people, the British ruled as 200 years. So many English words have been got mixed with our culture. This is called culturalization culture. Cultural absorption. Cultural absorption is a kind of process through which individual or group absorb other culture. When person happens to live in a new cultural environment, he tries to receive views, behaviors, thoughts, and feelings, values, whole life patterns of that place. The absorption happens. For example, when people migrate means move from another country, from his or her locality for the sake of livelihood. martial status, marital status, or for any other reason, they try to integrate themselves with the culture of that art. Cultural ideas. The culture of every country or society has its own cultural ideals, which mean the type of culture of the people of a country or society. Their behavior, food, dress, beliefs, religious beliefs, folklore, music, folk, art, etc. Cultural ideas uphold the lifestyle and the life pattern of the people of a society or country. For these ideas, we notice difference in culture. This is a type of variation of culture. Technology and cultural development, the last topic. At present, we notice tremendous changes in the culture of Bangladesh. This is called cultural change. This impact of Western culture is great the people of Bangladesh. The whole world has turned into a global village due to the improvement of information technology. As a result, communication process has developed. The whole world has turned into a global village due to the improvement of information technology. One culture is coming in touch with another. Poor culture is receiving quickly the elements of rich culture. Thus, technology transforms culture and develops it. So, my dear students, that's for my today's lecture. Today is SW5 submit on Saturday, Chapter 3, Lesson 1, 2, and 3. Make 10 MCQ. Sorry, make 10 OWA. So, your SW will be SW5 submit on Saturday, Chapter 3, Lesson 1, 2, and 3. Make 10 OWA. Means one word answer. Make 10 word answer from lesson 1, 2, and 3, chapter 3. So, my dear students, that's all for today. Keep practicing at home. About with parents. Stay safe, stay well. See you again. Till then, Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum.